Good morning, everyone. I was going to talk about one thing, and then as the morning progressed, I decided to talk about something else. I really don't plan out what I'm going to say. I just kind of open my mouth. It comes out. You get to hear whatever's in my head, and that's kind of scary. But do you guys ever have those nights when you go to bed and the tears just flow? And all those things that are stuck way down in your head from years and years ago just start coming up to the surface. Well, I had one of those nights. And mine stems a lot from one person. So, when I was born, this one person didn't hold me, didn't see me, had nothing to do with me for over 24 hours. The person that did hold me was my grandmother. Came up to the hospital. So I always said I was raised by 3 people, and I was. And when my grandma died, it killed me. It really did. She was my salvation. When I was a small child, I was very sick and in the hospital. I was quarantined for 2 weeks with hepatitis. I was 5. So she was there every day. Made me pajamas, made my doll matching pajamas. She always made time for me. And when I got out of the hospital, I stayed with her for 6 weeks. So I hadn't been home for 2 months as a 5-year-old. I was told things like, "You evil, vile, horrible child. I didn't want you anyway." Things like that. So I grew up with these feelings of, I don't really matter. Nobody really cares about me anyway. So even in my summers, I spent my summers with my grandma. I'm not kidding. Until I was 18 years old, I would sleep with my grandma. I fell asleep at night listening to my grandma pray. So she was the foundation of my life. So I was also told that I was a horrible mother. And I probably shouldn't have had kids. Well, maybe I was. Maybe I did the best I could. But I'm proud of the way my kids turned out. They're good kids. And at the end of the night, the words on my lips, where I learned from my grandmother, were prayers for my children. And so, if you're a parent out there today, maybe having some doubt, or even a grandparent that steps in and takes care of your grandchildren, let the last words on your lips be prayers for your children or grandchildren. And even if the words can't come, tears are prayers. Tears are unsaid prayers. And I'm getting better. I'm learning how to deal with maybe the verbal attacks that I received. My other parent never knew this went on. It only went on when the other parent wasn't around. So, those things happen. And in my case, I was the child that was chosen to be picked on because I wasn't a boy. And that's what they wanted. But I don't want to be the grandparent that my kids think, or my grandkids think that is the most important. I want to be a support system to my children. They are fantastic parents. My children and their spouses are amazing. And I am so proud of the way they're raising their children. Their kids are kind and lovey and thoughtful for just young little human beings. So just remember, you are important. You're important to them. You're important to other people. And the work that you do every day in encouraging and raising your children or grandchildren is immeasurable. So take the time and enjoy them today. And God bless.